Hi guys, get ready with me plus story time on how I got beat up by a girl way older than me. Okay, so this happened in 2023. So it was like pretty long time ago. So this took place at my old friend's apartments. Okay, so how this happened was me and my friend, we were at her apartments and we were walking around just like, like trying to make friends. And then these three random girls come up to us and me and my friend are just confused because like, why are they coming towards us? So they come up to us and ask us if we know this girl. And we were like, no, why? And they were like, oh, it's because we're supposed to fight and she told us to meet us here. So those three girls basically thought that me and my friend were the girls that they were going to fight. Okay, so we start talking to those girls and now we're like with them. We're like going with them wherever they go because we're trying to see the girls fight. And then they finally come across the girls that they were looking for. So me and my friend are recording because like they're about to fight, And it was like I think 9 p.m. So it was like pretty late. So since they're about to fight, there's like a big ass crowd and it's like me and my friend, the three girls, and a bunch of other random people. And the girl that they were trying to fight, she was with her mom and the mom was arguing with the kids. Like the mom wasn't letting her daughter fight the girls, So as me and my friend were waiting to see if they were gonna fight, we met this little girl. She was 9. So the three girls, they were all white. I think one of them was Hispanic. And the little girl, the 9-year-old that we were with, she was black. So me and my friend are just talking to that little girl and we're like all excited to see the fight go down. Tell me why they never fought, bro. So now everyone's going home and it was just me, my friend, and the little black girl. So we're all walking like to my friend's apartment. And I don't know how I got into the topic, but we got into the topic of vapes. But basically, me and my friend asked the 9-year-old if she had a vape, bro. And we were both 12 at the time. But anyways, we got into that topic and she was like, yeah, I do, but it's at my house. So we were like, okay, we'll go with you to go get it. But before we went to the little girl's apartment, we went to my friend's apartment first. And we invited her inside, So now we go over to the little girl's apartment. So she tells us to wait outside and then she goes inside to go get the vape. So her apartment was on the second floor. So we were waiting outside on some breaks. So we were waiting out there for about 5 minutes until she finally comes out. So she comes out and she has her hand like as if she's grabbing something, And she's walking all suspicious. And before she could get to the stairs, she turns around for something, I don't know. So me and my friend thought that she forgot it or something. So at that point we should have just ran. But we didn't. Moments later she comes out again, but this time she comes out with her mom and her dad. So at that point me and my friend know that we're fucked. So as her dad and her mom come down the stairs, the mom points to me and my friend, and she's like, these two? To her daughter. And the little girl was like, yeah. I was like, bitch, what the fuck? So the mom's like, did y'all ask my daughter to get y'all a vape? And my friend's like, no. And I said the truth, bro. I was scared of them. So I was like, yeah, we did. And when I said, yeah, we did, I thought she was gonna hit me, bro. She pulled her arm out, but she was just trying to give me a high five. Huh? She's like, thank you for being honest. I was like, yeah. And I forgot what, they were saying, but they were saying a whole bunch of shit. The mom tells the little girl to go back inside. And now it's just me, my friend, the mom, and the dad. And the dad starts telling us a whole bunch of shit, you shouldn't be doing this. You're gonna end up like crack kids on the street. And then the mom goes back inside. So the dad is just telling me, my friend, why we did it. And y'all, me and my friend were scared as fuck. And we could have ran, but I don't know. That the dad would probably chase us. So me and my friend were just letting him tell us all this shit. And I was just like, bro, can this shit end already? I'm trying to fucking leave. I'm scared. And then he was like, you guys are lucky the sisters aren't here. Huh? Who? What the fuck? Low-key, when he said that though, I was like, yeah, thank God the sisters are not here. Because I don't even know who they is, but I'm scared. He was like, you know what? I want to talk to both of your guys' dad. She was like, I don't have a dad. I think that's what she said. I don't even know. And then I was like, I don't even live here. He was like, where do you live? I was in the trailers, by the apartments. But I didn't even live there. I lived in a whole other fucking city. And then moments later, he looks behind us and he's like, oh, fuck. I was like, what, bitch? So I turned around. Can y'all guess what I saw when I turned around? So I turn around and I see 3 people come out from every fucking corner. They were all like older than 15, bro. I was 12. So it's boys and girls coming from every corner. And they all walking fast as fuck, bro. Like, oh, that shit's not funny. And obviously, like, we're not gonna run. They're gonna catch us. And me and my friend are still sitting on the bricks. And as they, like, walk towards us, this girl, she points at me and my friend. And she's like, these two? And the dad was like, yeah. So now it's a whole crowd of teenagers and adults. Mind you, they were all way, way, way older than us. And, like, 3 times the size of me. So all the teenagers and adults that were there, they were all black. Everybody there. So me and my friend, we were still sitting on the bricks, and there was these 2 girls across from us. They were way bigger than us. The other bitch was fucking obese. But like what I was thinking was that like the mom, because she had went back inside when the dad was talking to us, I feel like she went to go call all of them, because how would they just pop up randomly, you know, like they all came at the same time. So that's what I'm thinking. The mom definitely called them. So the 2 girls that were across from me and my friend, they were arguing with me, and my friend wasn't really saying nothing. I was the one that was arguing back, and she was like, you do realize that she's 9? I was like, I didn't know, like, bitch, it's not fucking my fault. I didn't know she was 9. She was the one that chose to get the babe. Get her in trouble, bitch. Like, whoop her ass, not mine. And the whole time, my sister was spamming me, my dad was spamming me, because my dad was on his way to pick me up. He was like, where are you? Like, bitch, I'm about to get jumped. I can't tell it right now. Holy fuck. And after going back and forth of arguing, the 2 girls look at each other, and they go towards us, and then they grab us. So the girl that fought me, she was like 16 or 17, I don't know. She looked 16 though. And she was like a little taller than me. She was like a little short though too, you know. And the one that got my friend, she was way, way bigger, like really fat. I'm sorry, but she was really overweight. But I don't know, that bitch looks scary. So they look at each other, they come up to us, and the last thing I remember is that I just remember grabbing on her. She grabbed me by the hair because I was sitting down. She was standing up. She grabbed me by the hair and my head was down. And I was holding on to her shirt. She had like a necklace, I think. I was like gripping on that shit because I'm not about to fucking fall. So I was gripping on it. And she's like, bitch, let go. She was like, bitch, let the fuck go of me or something like that. And then I fall. And as I fall, I can see my friend on the floor. And she's like trying to defend herself. And she's like, stop. Like, I didn't do shit, you know? And I knew I could not fight back to that big girl, so I just defended myself. I was like, I had my hands like this, and I was like rolled up a little bit. I was just letting them at that point, like. And before they left, I think they like stepped on my face. Because I felt like at the end, I felt like a hard ass pressure right here, but it's okay. I was defending myself, so I was kind of okay. So right after they finished hitting us, they all run. They leave, bro, like. And my friend gets up and she's like, Anaya, are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, yes, I'm okay. Bro, I still remember that shit. So we get up, we're trying to find our shit. And I didn't find my phone. They had taken my phone. So my friend, oh my gosh, she was really bad. Like, sorry guys, you guys need to come back for part 2. I don't have no more time. But come back for part 2.
Hey guys, get ready with me to hang out with my friend while I talk about the girl who I think wants my boyfriend. Also, I know there's a volcano on my face. Alright, so I'm not trying to start drama. I just kind of wanted to talk about it because I wasn't really sure what she was doing. But obviously, I wasn't comfortable with it, and I'll tell you why. Okay, so there was this girl, and let's just call her Lucy for now. So Lucy had known my boyfriend before I did. And I guess they had a little thing going on, a little talking stage, but it didn't work out, obviously. And yeah, that was it. That's all I knew about her. I also have met this girl a couple times before I even knew my boyfriend, but I knew nothing about her. So me and my boyfriend went to this place, which I'm not going to say, and she also was going to that place like once every week. And we had talked a few times at the place, but it wasn't like full-on conversations. It was just like hi and stuff like that and whatever. So it wasn't anything serious. I'm just trying to give a little backstory so you guys aren't lost. So basically, this is where it all happened. This one night, one random night, me and my boyfriend were just hanging out at the place, and she has been trying to talk to him, like, kind of like a few times throughout the time we were there. And I was like, okay, like, I don't care about anybody talking to my boyfriend as long as they're not talking to my boyfriend more than I am talking to my boyfriend. I don't care if you're saying like hi or just like having like a regular conversation, but that was just not what was happening. So I guess she kind of realized that I don't really have a problem with like people coming up to my boyfriend and talking to them. It was just kind of getting to a point where it was just like she was coming up to talk to only my boyfriend, and I was just standing there like, I wasn't really bothered by it. I was just kind of like, why are you only going up to him and talking to him? But it's fine. Let me shut my window because it's kind of loud. Okay, so as the night goes on, me and my boyfriend are literally just minding our business, sitting there, just having normal conversation. So Lucy just comes walking up beside us, and she basically says to my boyfriend, "Can I do your makeup?" And I'm just like sitting there, I'm like, what the hell? And I'm just like, what is he gonna say to this? Like, what is he gonna respond with? And he's like, Sierra can do my makeup. It was so awkward and odd and random. Don't mind that little weird thing. It was so awkward. So I was just like, yeah, I'll do your makeup. And she's just like, oh, okay. She's like, I'll go get my makeup. So I'm obviously like sitting there doing his makeup, and she's doing another guy's makeup right beside us. And she starts like putting her behind in his face, like literally full on bending over in front of my boyfriend's face. And I was just like, what is going on? And I was just like, okay, it's whatever. Like obviously she doesn't know, and it's obviously not her intentions, because she is a really sweet girl. And honestly, I did not expect this. So I finished his makeup and we took it off him, and basically his hair came down, and it was in like a little ponytail that I put it in, so it wasn't in the way, and it was like kind of like a mess because it was from the ponytail. And Lucy comes and starts playing with his hair like this and like touching it all over. And I know your first thought is, why didn't he say something? Why didn't he do something? If you know me, I'm not afraid to say something. But honestly, it coming from her, I was completely blindsided and I was not expecting it at all. So I was just sitting there like, what is going on? And so was he, because it was not expected. So now I'm starting to get a little frustrated, because first she ignored me and only was talking to him. Second of all, she was putting her butt in his face, which I still don't think was her intention, but was still another reason why I was mad. And then now she was playing with his hair right in front of me. But it only gets worse. So after all of that, she sits down in a chair beside my boyfriend and literally just starts talking to him and only him. So I'm literally just sitting there in front of them, and she's having a full-blown conversation while I'm just sitting there. And I was like, what the heck is going on? She did not speak to me once. So you could have just imagined the look on my face the whole time. I was just sitting there like, are we done? Are we gonna wrap this up or what? So she ends up getting up, and I'm like, okay, finally, like, and I thought it was done, but it just kept on going. So me and my boyfriend are playing a little bit of pass and like volleyball and stuff in a different room, and she's in the room too. And we look over, and Lindsay is putting her feet all over my boyfriend's pillow, because it was like an overnight thing. So me and my boyfriend look at each other and we're like, so we go to a different room, and we're sitting down in the same room we were at the start, and my boyfriend opens his phone and his camera roll to see a bunch of spammed pictures taken of Lindsay. She picked up his phone and started taking pictures on his phone. And I was like, okay, bro, like, this is gone to a point. I was not trying to cause any drama, so I didn't say anything. And I don't know, I just thought it was weird. And I told my friends about it, and they thought it was really weird too. Especially knowing that her and my boyfriend used to be a thing. So I did end up texting her a couple days later saying that me and my boyfriend were really uncomfortable with how she was acting, and I wasn't comfortable with her touching my boyfriend's hair and taking pictures on his phone, and I just said I felt really disrespected. And she was basically just telling me, like, oh, that was not my intentions at all, like, I'm so sorry, like, let me know if I ever do that again, because that was not my intentions. And obviously, like, I was like, I do not want beef, I just, like, wanted to let you know that it made us uncomfortable. And she was like, yeah, like, I think you're, like, really sweet and stuff, and I told her that she was also sweet. So it ended there. I did not think about it, I wasn't worried about it, because I thought it wasn't her intention. But now I'm a little confused, because now it seems like I keep going to this place with my boyfriend. Every time I go, she does not come up to talk to us, but every time I'm not there and my boyfriend's there and she's there, she goes up and tries to talk to him. And really recently, I'm not going to say the exact day because obviously, but my boyfriend told me that she kept coming up to him and trying to, like, talk to him, and he kept ignoring her and she wasn't, like, getting the hint. And yeah, so I don't really know. But I'm obviously not worried about it, and she can talk to him all she'd like. Just don't be going past the boundaries like last time. So if you have any thoughts or input, please let me know, and, like, let me know if you think this is, like, weird, because I think I reacted pretty well with it, and I honestly thought, like, it wasn't her intentions, but obviously, like, it was just, like, weird. But yeah, that's it. Bye, guys.
Get ready with me to go to prom. Okay, no, I'm totally joking. I literally left school years ago. I'm old. But because it's prom season and I keep seeing everyone on my For You page doing their prom makeup, let's do a little story time of when I did have my prom a few years ago. So let me start this off by saying that we basically had two head of years who for some reason absolutely hated my friendship group, and every single little thing that any of us did wrong, like towards the end of year 11, they made a massive deal about it and basically threatened that we couldn't go to prom. And, like, literally we were having to write apology notes for little things or things that none of us even did to try and get us all finally be allowed to go to prom. Like, it's crazy to me how you can be a full-grown adult and be a teacher, bearing in mind, choosing to work with kids, and then hating a random group of teenagers for something that's not even that deep. So it would literally be a thing like, oh, someone talked in lesson, and they'd be like, oh, that's it, you're not going to prom. And then we would literally sit and write them an apology note to be like, we're so sorry, we'll never talk in lesson again. Like, we understand that was really blah, blah, blah. Bearing in mind the whole class was probably talking, but they'd pick on us, basically. I think the weirdest one was because, as well, this was all happening during COVID time, and, like, hand sanitizer 24/7 was a really big thing. One of my friends had literally, like, I think used hand sanitizer and made a bit of a mess by accident or something, and it had gone everywhere, and she got banned from prom. And then we literally had to write an apology note for her to give them, to be like, I'm so sorry, I'll be more respectful, I'll be more careful with hand sanitizer next time, like, I understand this is a really big deal. Is it that deep if you spill some hand sanitizer? Absolutely not. They were just dramatic and hated us and trying to make excuses for us to be labelled as bad and get banned from prom. Yeah, it was quite a weird one, but we did end up all managing to go. We then fast forward to actual prom night, and we're all sat at our tables in the room ready to go and have food, and these two teachers are walking around every single table, all the, like, kids and everything, mingling, saying hi, speaking to them and everything. They completely ignore us, blank us completely, miss us out, and I was like, I'm not being funny, how shallow do you have to be to hold such a grudge against some kids that for some reason you don't like, that they're the only people you don't speak to at prom? So that was a very interesting experience. We were all sat there being like, WTF, as if we're literally at prom right now and they're fully ignoring us because they didn't want us here. Yep, okay, whatever floats your boat, hon. They hated us so much anyway. One of them, literally, when I opened my GCSE results, when I went back to school, I opened them, was like, oh my god, I passed over, was happy. Literally walked away. One of them, to be fair, had the decency to go, well done. But the other one, nope, completely blanked me and walked off. Anyway, actual prom night was actually so good. My school year, especially like right towards the end of leaving school, did not get along at all. Everyone hated everyone, okay, for like silly little things. It was so like weird looking back on it, how much everyone just beefed each other for no reason. And I'm pretty sure that prom night was the one time everyone was actually nice to each other and actually like all got along. So the actual prom night was actually so fun. Like everyone was just singing and dancing, like it was vibes. And then, of course, as you do, we had to have some epic after party, literally just basically drinking in a field like weird teenagers do. But I think that was probably the one time in my teenage years that I had ever, like, not told my mum what I was doing, because I was actually such a well-behaved teenager. I don't think I didn't. I never snuck out, never did anything wrong. Like, I've never touched a drug in my life, didn't really drink as a teenager. Like, I was such a well-behaved teenager, like, never lied about anything. And then I think this after party was probably the one time, and it was purely because I knew my mum wouldn't let me go. I mean, as she should have, because it was literally like safety-wise, that was probably not the smartest decision. But we basically, me and two of my best mates had told all our parents that we were just sleeping around each other's houses. Pretty sure that is the classic lie. Now, they may or may not have actually known, thinking about it, that we were like BSing them and that we weren't actually having a sleepover, because, like, you know what I mean? We literally left in dresses, for God's sake. Like, they weren't believing that we just wanted to look cute at each other's houses. So God knows what they actually thought. But I think that was one time I actually was like a little bit sneaky and didn't tell my parents what I was up to. And oh yeah, and I literally had turned my phone like completely off all night as well, so my mum couldn't see my location. Sorry, mum. I don't even know if she knows about this now. She will now. But this like after party part of the night was actually so strange. Like, we were literally having people from college and uni in their 20s showing up to this from the area. Bearing in mind, these are like 15, 16-year-old kids who have just had their prom. This is like odd behaviour, right? And I think this night was like the first time I'd proper like got with and made out with a boy. God, it was literally some fucking rando. God knows. And then we basically just stayed there and stayed out all night with everyone. And then we did actually bring like a pair of comfy clothes, so that in the morning we walked down into our local town centre, changed into comfy clothes, and then rung our parents being like, oh yeah, we woke up and went and got breakfast in town, like, can you pick me up please? Don't know how much of that they were buying, I can't lie. But so yeah, that's basically it, my little prom story time. It was a great night, to be fair, overall. Just like the actual prom part, singing, dancing, vibing, everyone getting along for once, besides obviously them weird freaking teachers that blanked us, but whatevs, look at me now. But yeah, just the after party that was kind of questionable, to be fair, looking back on it, so whatevs. But yeah, mems.